Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Rexam reaction show for Sunday, July 28th. Yes, it's a Sunday show. That is a wrap for the tour. Yes, we just steamrolled a good Vancouver Whitecaps team last night. And yes, there wasn't a perfect game, but it was a great martini shot to the tour, which is fantastic. So yeah, we're gonna do that. A little bit of news and updates for Sunday. So smash a like on a video, get involved into the chat if you're available and around. And yes, also want to thank you all. We are like 59 away from 1,000 subs. The goal is to be at 1,000 by the 10th. I think we can do it. Subscribe, share if you haven't. We are on our way, and that's a fantastic community. And I want to thank you all for supporting us and being a part of this journey, especially watching our team go up a league and and just being such a fun watch. And won't always be like this. Won't always be like this, but we got to enjoy it, and it's great. So, anyways, that is a wrap. The Wrex Coast Tour is over. It is over, and I will say, as an overall. I believe it's a great success. The only thing that hangs over the head of the club, both men and women's side, is TJ Jickens, who went down with an injury. So that's the only thing that I would say is the negative, and we want to keep an eye on that. We wish her well. We want her to get better. We don't know the full extent, but I would say as a whole, I would give this a 9 out of 10, and it would have been a 10 out of 10, barring the injury from TJ. So I hope she's okay. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's go. But again, thank you all coming in. It is a Sunday morning. Nick Donald's in first. What up, Nicky D? How you doing, brother? A2Z EZ is also in here. And hey, guys, good evening. A2Z EV, good evening. And Marie from SoCal, who's a local pundit member. Yes, get your memberships. If you haven't got your memberships either, helps the channel out because we are growing and doing our thing. And A2Z EV says next year they will play the Mexican club for sure to promote the Mexican docuseries. Yeah, that's probably true. That is probably true. But my thoughts on it overall, as a whole on the tour, I was at a couple of the games, 2 men and 1 of the women's games. It was fantastic. It was really, really great to see them. To see them come out here. The support last night was 34,000 plus at the Vancouver Stadium. I just listened to one of the interviews, and actually an interview just popped up on Wrexham AFC that they'll watch in a second here. But as a whole, it was great. The fanfare was fantastic. The support was fantastic. I didn't see anyone without a smile on their face going, and the club is so welcoming. It doesn't feel so. In contrast, it doesn't feel like there's a big gap between the supporters and the club and the team. I got to spend some time with the manager, with some of the players, and I think so did a bunch of the other supporters that were there too. Not just because you get into places that you're allowed to get into for certain things, but it was overall a fantastic experience, and we did well. We didn't lose a match. We were unbeaten. We went out on a high. Last week we played Chelsea, and it was a 2-2 draw. Not last week. The other day we played Chelsea. It was a 2-2 draw, and I was there, and it was fantastic. We held up to a good Chelsea multi-million-pound team, and I'm very, very pleased with the team that we are building. I don't think we're done yet. We still have a month left, just over a month of getting players in and out. So there's still some work to do, but this was amazing. And it would have been a 10 out of 10, barring the injury to TJ Jickens. And I'm going to say that wholeheartedly, and I'm so blessed to be a part of it with everyone here. So awesome, awesome stuff. JB65 says, good afternoon, everybody. Josh included. He included me this time. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that for including me. And awesome. Good to see you all. I love that little quip. So, yes, so this just came up right now. The interview with Parkinson just had – Oh, no sound. Okay, there's no sound. That's awesome. I don't know why it's not doing that, so I apologize. But anyways, go watch that over there. But yes, go watch that over there and check it out. Chelsea got cracked apart and became a Celtics manager under pressure right now. Yeah, that doesn't look good for them. AZ Neo, good morning, Josh. Miss you in Santa Clara. Missed you too. I was there. Sorry about the no sound on the clip. That is so stupid. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing. I have to fix that. Morning, Mulberry Red. How are you? Of course, there's no sound. I screwed that up. Audio. What can I say? You are my favorite, JB65. You're my favorite too, my friend. They're my favorite. I love it. Go watch that interview there with Parkinson. They did that earlier with them. But yes, the report yesterday was fantastic. We looked great. I thought the shape of the team was great. I thought he made some moves last night that were, with the starting lineup. The starting lineup last night, and we'll talk about it, was Okonkwo, Brunt, O'Connell, Boyle, Barnett, Cannon, Evans, Lee, Ravon, Merritt, and Dalby. And, the subs that weren't used was Burton, who was fine, Ford, Waters, and Ashfield. Ashfield had a great tournament. I call it a tournament tour. He's had a great tour. Didn't get on the pitch last night. I think they're trying to get some other minutes. One thing I did notice were how high we're pressing up. How high we were pressing up the pitch. I think Seb and Bolt or Barney getting balls into the box, being in the box. Ravon scoring a fantastic goal with the ball in from Andy Cannon was great. You got to see that, I don't think it's going to be lump ball this year. And I don't know anything, but I just see, you could see a different style of team. Parkinson talked about, they looked at the MLS side and thought that, the MLS teams are a little more open. So they're trying to exploit the space, but also be respectful for the strengths of the other side of things. But yes, we got into great positions last night. I thought Ravon is a revelation, and I think Dobson's great. I really like Brunt, and the rest of the team is looking really, really solid. JM had good pace. The problem I think we're going to run into is I know Moles is going to be out, not a problem, but we need to get another striker in, if not another player as well. But the balance of the team is great, and I think our hole right now is the striking position. Even though we had Dalby up front, and I'm back in Dalby and I'm back in JM. I think JM can have 15 to 20 goals this season if we get this right. I do. I think he has it in him. That strike he took the other day, tracking back, getting the tackle, going through, and just leathering that. And it's all about confidence, mindset, getting on the pitch, and I think it's there. The free kick goal from Elliot Lee going into Macca, having that goal done was a brilliant goal. Macca, older statesman, knew that no one was on him with the back stick. Elliot Lee probably gave him the wink, nod, and he was like, "Hey, put it over here. I'm just going to bury this," and he did. So fantastic, 2 great goals, and also you got to give credit to Vancouver. That goal in the 55th minute for Boliviana was an absolute leather lace strike, top corner. No one can get to that. And that was just a beautiful shot. I think that kid is 19 years old. He just leathered that. And he was like, he probably didn't even feel it, how hard he hit that ball. Beautiful strike by them. And then going to, like I said, the free kick was great. Then Elliot Lee's goal, the cross from Barnett, Elliot Lee back of the net, putting his head where you don't want to put it. And then I think the goal of the evening, and everyone other than the Ravon goal for me, was Jordan Davies. It was an awesome goal. He put his head where you don't want it to be. It was great work by Bolt to get the ball off the defender and go back in. It just lofted one back in. Little chip shot back there. And Davies went in and he said, "Hey, coach, don't fucking forget about me." That's what that goal was. Hasn't been on the pitch a ton, but that's what the goal was for Jordan Davies. And I think that's what's going to be the difference. And in talking to Parkinson, saying it's effort and putting that type of things in, that's what he sees like there. I believe our midfield is going to be so stacked and our defense is stacked. So it's going to be tough to get minutes. But I'll tell you this, it's the effort. And that was the goal last night from Jordan Davis to say, "Don't forget about me." And that was a brilliant goal. So all in all, a very successful night last night. Barring the, our kit debacle of us not having kits. I know that I like the red kit, but we don't have the gold one out. I think the black one is going to be released in the next couple of days, and you're going to wear it on the 3rd against Fleetwood. But everything else was great. There was not, again, everything else was great. The Dickens injuries, the DJ Dickens injuries is the concern. But other than that, man, what a great workout. And some of the conversations that you've heard through the last a couple weeks while they're here, the 10 days, is fantastic. So we got a lot of work to do getting into the season. There's clubs that are spending a shit ton of money, Birmingham being one, Rotherham, Aaron's team has spent some money as well. So we got to keep a lookout for it. We got to keep a lookout. Aaron is also in the house. Hey, compadre. Also want to give a shout out to Stacy for coming on last night, to Aaron for coming on, and also Welsh Techie from coming to spend some time with us watching the game. We had a great time, and the games that I was at, having Aaron, Ken, and Sheldon being doing the watch alongs, which is great. So Awesome. Thank you all very much. It's what's so great about this community that we have here. McLean said something in the lines that he expected Whitecaps to be in form, but tough, but easier than expected. I don't not expect that McLean said something along those lines, and I didn't get to watch that interview yet because apparently, so that's that one there. That's the Parkinson interview. And there's the McLean interview, which I didn't get to listen to yet. So I'll listen to that on the side afterwards. It just came out. So that's cool. What else did he say? And I would play it, but for whatever reason, the sound isn't working for you lot. So that sucks. Let's see here. So we'll listen to that later. Here's the report that happened last night. Seb Ravon got his first Wrexam goal, while James McLean and Elliot Lee and Jordan Davies were also on target. The Red Jackets closed out the Wrex Coast Tour with the win at Vancouver Whitecaps, playing in Canada for the first time. And God bless his soul, Ryan Reynolds has been traveling the world promoting Deadpool, got his ass up there to Vancouver's hometown. It was there, as you can see on the thumbnail. And good on him. He was there. He showed up. Rob showed up to the other games. He was there, and he was also at the Thorns game as well in Portland, where Caitlin Olsen is from. That was great. But what great support from the owners in getting there. I saw the interview earlier that Parkinson said if we can get Ryan out into the pub for a pint would be great. So awesome. But he was there playing in Canada first time. Ravon fired Rexam in front before the break, and Giuseppe Bobolina, nice Italian name right there, a stunning equalizer. Maka and Lee both scored headers. Davies then rounded off with a fine close range "Don't forget about me" goal, and I thought it was great. O'Connell did captain the side yesterday. It wasn't Maka, but I'll tell you this: Maka is going to be a captain. I would watch out, because you cannot keep Ravon out of the side. You cannot keep Ravon out of the side. Just saying, I don't know how it's going to happen. You cannot keep Ravon out of the side. He's too good. He is too good. And Parkinson likes him on the left and the right. He is too good to keep out of the side. His pressing, his offensive awareness, running at people, getting back to defense. He just runs and runs. I'm not saying he's going to replace Maka right now, but he's going to grow into this season. And McLean, better watch out. I can actually see, I can actually see for the start of the season against Wycombe, Maka playing up front with JM and Ravon starting at left wing back. That's my take. We'll see what happens next week against Fleetwood. With co-chairman Rob McElhenney and back in his home city, Ryan Reynolds, both in attendance. It proved a successful end to an unbeaten tour for Phil Parkinson's side. O'Connor was the captain, as we mentioned. AO did really good at the back. Lewis Brunt and Boyle was also back there. Watch out for Brunty. Brunty's going to settle into this side as well. Barnett and Seb were at the wing backs. Central midfield was Andy Cannon, George Evans, and Elliot Lee. I really like George Evans. But someone's going to have to fall out. We can't play 10 in the midfield. But someone's going to be knocked out there. I think George is going to move into the back. Dobson will go in there. Elliot Lee, I think Andy Cannon might not struggle it on the pitch, but there's going to be it's going to be hard. And, I think form's going to come into play for sure. Mulberry Red. Hey, what's up, Mulberry? How you doing? Parky has to be pleased with the team. He sounds very pleased, but I don't think we're done yet, but he sounds very pleased, and I think we're doing great things to get more players in. Stoner Combat Vet. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you, Stoner Combat Vet. Maka just said, like it is. They look great. Excited for the season. Yeah, DJ said that. Okay. We played like a championship club. We did play like a championship club. And Maka plays up front until Moles come back. I think that's probably what's going to happen, because you cannot keep out Ravon. You just can't keep out Ravon. So yes. So let's see what happens, though. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So there's the lineup right there that happened. But Bolton did come on. I thought played great. Stash did come on at 46. Dobson did come on for a little bit. Did he avoid a yellow card last night for the first time? I think he did. But he's going to be fantastic. Maka came on, Davies again. Bickers did come on, and so did Palmer. I worry for Palmer. I worry for Palmer as well. I do. What are your thoughts on that? I worry for Palmer just because, I know he's very well liked by the supporters. I don't know what it's like inside the club, but he seems very well liked. I worry that his playing time will be limited, and obviously Fletch is still a little bit not. He's injured. I don't know what the extent of that is, but Fletch is injured, and he didn't play last night, so we shall see. But I do worry for Palmer, especially if we go out and get a striker. So what are your thoughts on that? Love to get everyone's thoughts on that. This is in the leader from last night too, or this today. No, it's 3 hours ago. Phil Boss is delighted. Ryan can see Wrexham win. This is in the leader. There is our what are the dynamic duo there? Phil Parkinson said it was great for Wrexham to complete the unbeaten North American tour with both corners in attendance last night. I didn't see Rob there, but he was obviously there. Not that he needs to tell me where he is. I didn't know he was at the game. The Reds completed a successful Wrex Coast Tour on Sunday by a 1-0 win. Oh, sorry, a 4-1 win at the MLS side Vancouver. McElhenney did travel. Wrexham boss said it was great when Rob and Ryan are here, and I'm so pleased they were. Rob has been with us on tour. Obviously, Ryan has been incredibly busy with his movie for PR for Deadpool, and I hear it's pretty good. But if they say they're going to be somewhere, they're there, and I think that was a fantastic that Ryan was here today and being in his home city, and he's done a lot of traveling in the past few weeks, as we know. You can see that, but listen, I think enormous credit to him to make sure he was here today. Obviously, they talked about the goals. There was almost 35,000 people there last night. Before Ryan came in, I had a chance to catch up with him. It was a great, and hopefully he'll come out with a beer first tonight and get him in the nightclub. I'm not sure they'll let him in. Yes, that was what he joked about as before the match yesterday. But again, it is great. One thing it was asked is like, do you think the players don't get up for all the games that they don't get up for the games? You know, when they're, I guess, how do I say that? Are they up for the games when Ryan and Rob aren't there? And he said, listen, we're always in, this is Parkinson, not an exact quote, but this is one of the quotes from the interviews earlier. He said it's always great to have them in the stands, and we're always in a spotlight. But we need to be up for every game. He said it's fantastic he came home. He said Ryan did come in, obviously mentioned right there, but it's important that it's just not about like looking up and seeing Ryan and Rob, that they do show up. And I think that's one thing that has been instilled by Parkinson and Parkin and the team specifically, is that like you can't just show up when the managers show up. Sorry, when the owners show up. You got to show up for every match. You got to put effort in. And I believe we do that. And maybe there was last year a little bit of a lull in the midseason. Yeah, we had injuries, but we had a little bit of low. Ryan and Rob weren't there a lot, but I do feel like that the club and the team make a good fist of it, no matter if they're not there or they're there. So I think it's on the players, and I think they're doing well. I think the new players might have had a little bit. I saw Brunty and I saw Ravon and having cameras in front of them. I'm sure they're obviously taken a little bit aback by what's going on, but I think they're settling very, very nicely. Dobson, I think Dobson and Ravon and Brunt and whoever else we bring in will adapt to what's happening, and I think they're going to be a great addition. So there you go. John says, what's going on, John? My week one starts Arthur, Max, O'Connor, Barnett, Dobsons, Evans, Lee, Ravon, Macca, and Marriott. I'd be very happy with that. Be very, very happy with that. Are you putting Stash in the back and Evans in the midfield? That's my question there. And I do agree with you. I think Cannon might be the sacrifice. On that one too. But that's a good lineup, and I'd be happy with that. We'll see what happens against Fleetwood Town. Let's see what happens against Fleetwood Town. I say it's so fun to be there and meet some of the familiar names. Hey, Kent, awesome. You were at the match last night. I'm sure that was fantastic to see everybody. And yes, is Macca up front? I think Macca will be up front too. Dale, do you think Ollie has a chance to start? I do not. My opinion, I do not think Ollie has a chance to start. That's my opinion. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. But that's what I think. What do you think, Dale? Ravon is amazing. You cannot keep him out of the side. You literally just can't. But can flip flop with Evans and Stash. I think I think Dobson and Evans were doing, we're going back and forth a little bit too. So that is also there. Dobson sprays the ball around pretty good as well. But that's a great lineup there, and I that might be the starting lineup for the opening game. And Bolton's played great, but Barnett getting the ball in the box as he does. That's the other thing I noticed too. Before I get to this next article here, we got the ball in the box a lot more. We were high up, and there were crosses coming in left and right side, and they were great crosses. They weren't just like getting them in just to get them in to searching balls. These were balls that were like, I'm looking for this guy's head. Elliot Lee was also in the back. We were flooding in, and now it won't always be like that because the League One team sides are going to be, very good. But I did like the fact that we got up the pitch a little bit more and got balls in the box. I'm not saying we're not, last year was lump ball, all that crap. Let me pull Minneapolis. Now we're talking here. Last year was a little bit blunt ball. I don't think that's how we're going to play. I think the quality of the players that we have is we're not gonna be like dumping the ball down into space. I think that we're gonna our build-up play will be better, getting the ball out wide, getting it in, and I think we're gonna grow as a team. Dobson is gonna play a big part of that, and if we do start Ravon, which I think we're gonna do, golly, I mean, he is just fantastic. I can't say it over and over again. Hopefully that he gels well with the rest of the team as fast as possible. John says we'll flip-flop Evans. There, Ravon has that Prem look super smooth. Yes, and he's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. What a great strike he had last night. Ollie might start when Moles gets back, but then no. I struggle for Ollie. I struggle to see how Ollie gets in. I really do, and I mean that. Just but you never know. I agree about Ollie. Do you think he understands his new role? Time will tell, Dale. Time will tell. Let's see who we bring in. I'm pretty sure we'll bring in a striker. Palmer just seems to not have enough energy off the ball. I think he's trying. He's trying hard. I don't know if we play that kind of game anymore, but we'll see. I could be way off. He's trying. But the difference is, so you take Jordan Davis, who came on last night and got that goal. The effort he put in was like, don't forget about me, coach. Don't forget about me, Phil. I'm still here. I didn't see that in Palmer in any game that he played. That's what I'm, not that, that's just my take on it. That's just my take. How many games until Peaky Blind gets the first yellow card committed and suspension? Oh, geez, it could be the first 5, John. John, it could be the first 5. Unless they grab him and they say, hey, listen, don't, the good news, John, about that is we have good coverage in the middle of the park. He's obviously not, I think he's just obviously a starter day one, but that's the only thing. But it could be 5 and 5. It could be 5 and 5. He'll outpace Maka for yellow cards for sure, 100%. I want to see what those dates are too, John. Is it a date reset or is it a number reset? Because he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. Again, good shout on that. Was happy to see White Pele playing well, Kent says. I thought he was still hurt when he walked on stage with Raj Bennett. I think it was his groin. But he's out there playing. He didn't, he's still probably trying to get back to match fitness. He's probably a couple days behind everyone getting to full fitness. So we shall see. But, it's one to keep an eye on and not to push. So he should just be resting. I don't know when they travel back, but they're traveling back. Hopefully get a couple days rest back in. And then, obviously get ready for Fleetwood, which is next Saturday at the STōK Cae Ras. We will have that. Ollie looks really slow. Yes, Dale, he did look slow. Aaron says there's been an emphasis on making big switches from one side of the pitch to the other side so far. Yes, shifting the ball left and right. Great having center halves who are confident on the ball and at their feet and accurate passers. Yes, O'Connell's very accurate passer, and Brunty is great. And obviously, if Evans is sitting in the back, if Gio's sitting in the back there, he's a midfielder playing center half, and he sprays the ball around fantastically. So I think our only area we're lacking is just up front, whether that be another attacking, another cam, and maybe definitely a striker. So I'm going to repeating myself there. I apologize. Dobson racking up yellows like collecting infinity stones. Yeah, Peaky's going to be all over it. We got to keep him on the field. Yellow cards are okay. Reds are not. Hard tackles, even late tackles, keep other teams honest or even afraid. Yes, that's it. That's what happened last year. Maka was the enforcer. Dobson will be the midfield enforcer for sure. Remember the game against Stockport where Maka went right in, right off the bat, and he set the tone. That kid went off injured, and they were all pissed off. Maka went right in and got that card and they got a bloody lip, and they never recovered from that. So some of those games you need it. You do just let them know you're there. You don't want to be malicious. Don't want to hurt anybody. But in any sports, I think John's in here. He watches a lot of hockey. You want to let them know you're there because you can't walk over them. But now we have 2 guys that'll do that. So let's see. But keep him on the pitches for sure. The one tackle, he came in like a bowling ball. Yes, he did. Just crunch. Just absolute crunch. Some other things that were said. Parkinson said he thought, this is the other interview. I just want to get through this before we talk about the Whitecaps victory. He said it was a really good workout. He said he liked the atmosphere. He said he's pleased with the day's work that they had last night. He loved the city of Vancouver. He actually said something I thought was pretty class from Parkinson. And again, just chatting with him, it's like, wow, he's so down to earth. He said basically, he's like, we after coming off the high against Chelsea, we knew that coming into this game, there's a possibility of a letdown, but they spoke about, people traveling and getting to the stadium last night, putting their hard-earned cash up. We wanted to let it go out on a high. And I think and he said, I'm glad we did that. And he said it was a responsibility for his team to perform. So especially in the second half, he said, the Whitecaps had a few exploits in the middle of the field, but they were able to recover. And, he said that basically like they want to keep those levels up, which is great. Parkinson also talked about the pitch last night. So apparently that pitch was laid like the day before. The grass was laid like the day before. As you can see, they were just rolling it out. Sometimes it doesn't go well, and a lot of people get injured. It wasn't a 4G pitch, and he said the grass was great. He talked to the maintenance guys that put it down the night before, and he said it turned out really well. The ball was true bouncing, which was great. So he was really happy about that, which is good. You want to play on grass, in my opinion. You don't want injuries. You never want injuries to have that. So he loved the city. He talked about Rob and Ryan, the atmosphere, and all in all, it was a great experience. All right, let's get to this quick article here. 5 days before, yeah, 5 days before. Okay, 5 days before. Okay, there you go. 5 days before, laying the pitch down. This says Wrexam ended the tour with a victory over Vancouver. Yes, we did good there. Okay, this is just a recap there. Just a little recap here, but that's obviously not from last night, but we will see our Black Kits soon. Let me see. Excitingly, let me check out here. There's Parkinson. Go watch that interview. There's some pictures from last night. Full-time 4-1, the Wrex Coast Tour. But it's been a really great experience. And Aaron James got on last night too, which was fantastic. So, all right, just a quick one today. News and updates. The grass was for the World Cup 2026. They're going to have to do better than that. They got to get that grass in earlier than that within 5 days, but for sure. Good to see. So great night last night. Great tour. Like I said, 9 out of 10. The only reason why I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because of the injury to TJ Dickens. But great to see them in person. Finally saw them in person, which is great. Again, I know I saw them last year. Sorry, I saw him in person again. But it was such a great feeling. My takeaway is Ravon's going to be good. Ashfield's going to get some time, and I could see. I don't know how you keep Ravon out, and Dobson needs to cool it on the yellow cards. So we'll see. All right. So tomorrow, news and update show. We'll get ready for next week, going into the final preseason game against Fleetwood. We'll talk about that this week. And if anything happens, we will break it. We will be there live to do it, as we always do on the Local Pundit. Subscribe if you haven't. Share. On our way to 1,000. Thank you all very much for the support. And we're looking good going into the season. And I think it was a very, very successful tour, and I know Parkinson and the rest of the players feel great about it. Also, too, didn't talk about this. AO, really proud of AO taking that number one. He's gonna step up. He's gonna be great, and with Callum behind him, I think we have a good backup as well. So that's the last thing I want to say about the tour. Other than it was great. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves, and it's so great to be a part of this. More to do. So on that bombshell. See y'all soon.